Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cask 529. This evening I'm joined with a friend of ours, Mike. Mike, welcome.
Thanks.
And we are going to be tasting 4 small batch bourbons. I don't believe Mike and I really have drank any of these. We've got a Smoke Wagon Small Batch, a Bib Tucker, a 1792, and an E.H. Taylor. I have tasted the E.H. Taylor, which I think Mike also has down at the distillery. And I've had Bib Tucker, but I don't think I've ever had it just as a pour. I've only ever had it mixed. So I guess we're just going to kind of taste them and talk about them a little bit. We've got a couple people in the gallery tonight that don't want to be on camera, but they're going to taste with us. So we'll kind of get some feedback from them. We're just going to kind of talk about them and see which ones we like the best and put them in that order, and then we'll see what it is we tasted, because we don't know that at this point. So Shauna poured them up, mixed them all up, didn't want to tell us what they were, but she knows what they are. So she's good at that. So Mike, let's get started with A. What do you think?
All right. I don't notice too much on the nose.
No, but it's really smooth on the palate.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice.
I like that. That goes down pretty easy.
Did you get a little oak?
Yeah, just a little.
What'd you guys think of that?
Liked it.
Yeah, I'm not getting much on the nose either.
It's not harsh at all.
Burn on the end.
I like A.
That's one that I would definitely have a pour of, for sure.
That's a good sipper.
Mm-hmm. A's a winner. We don't know what it is, but it's a winner. She got some crackers out, Mike, if you want a cracker. So what do you think? You ready? Almost? You guys already started on B?
No,
We're waiting on you.
we're waiting on you guys.
Okay. That has even less on the nose than A.
Getting a little bit of cinnamon.
Just a hint.
Yeah,
It's really mild. They're saying they get a little bit of cinnamon on it.
that one has a little bit more heat to it.
You thought it did?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little less heat than A.
I think it's got more flavor, but
That kind of had a little caramel taste, I thought.
that's pretty good too. We're gonna have to go back.
So far, just so I don't lose track, I gotta sit that one out front there,
That's your favorite so
because
far.
that may be my A.
I'm not sure yet. I'll have to go back.
It had more heat in the beginning than then as
Really mellowed out, yeah.
A had the afterburner.
Guys, if you're following along, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. We'd really appreciate that. Hope you stick around and see what we come up with here. On the C.
make it out.
What do you?
It's familiar, but
It's like a vanilla.
yeah, I think so.
An oaky vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very oaky vanilla.
Yeah, it's kind of unique though. It's
Mhm.
I think I know what that one is.
if I had to guess,
I'd say.
I would call that the E.H. Taylor just from the one taste I've had of it. But
What do you think, Carrie? You're going to say something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was
Yeah,
going to say
I'd say
smoke wagon.
you think so?
Yeah.
I have not had this smoke wagon.
I haven't either,
You
but
think the
the
smoke was the oak?
It might have been, and it's just the taste because we've had the uncut.
The uncut, unfiltered, and that
But we could be wrong.
tastes a lot like the.
Yeah, I was thinking
Uncut.
smoke wagon too.
If that's the smoke wagon, then I'm glad you talked me into getting that bottle that day. Because that was really, I really liked that. That took over my A.
Yeah, a lot of people like the smoke wagons. They come quite a few different ones from Nevada.
How many different bottles do they have? I've seen several.
At least 5 of their regular bottles, and then they do the Christmas and the 4th of July, and then they have a October skeleton one that glows in the dark.
So
But,
we saw it today. It must have been a leftover 4th of July bottle.
yeah, with the stars and flags on it.
Yep.
Yep, and they do a Christmas tree one that you can get too, but then they have their uncut, unfiltered. That's a rye, isn't it? Is that a rye or is that just a small
No,
batch?
that's not a rye. That's just a small batch.
So
It's a
they
straight
have,
bourbon.
they have 2 different ryes, and then they have a uncut, unfiltered, and then uncut, unfiltered, the younger ones, and then the small batch, I think, are the primary ones. And then
It's
they
a
have 2
high
ryes.
rye content, but it's a bourbon.
But they have a
But it's
regular
not
rye
rye.
that's really good.
Yeah,
I've
it's
had
not
it.
a rye. It's a bourbon.
The rye is good.
Yes.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm starting to like some of the ryes.
And we don't have any. We don't have any rye.
We do not, because I haven't been a rye fan.
Yeah. I'm starting to hear some good things
We
about
have quite
different
a
ryes.
few. We could do a tasting sometime of ryes if you
Maybe
want.
we
I
should
like
do
that.
that.
Who told us Angels Envy rye was?
It's a good, but it has a high price point.
I
so-
told you
Yeah.
that today, but I've seen that
Somebody
in
told us that.
I've seen
Yeah.
that in some of the stuff I've been watching.
It makes a great old fashioned.
The Angel's Envy rye or
Yeah.
any rye.
The Angels Envy rye, but it does have a high price point. It's like $94, but it's good.
But we digress.
Must say.
Okay, Mike. D. We'll go on to D.
Go on to D.
Mike's thirsty.
I just kind of get the
So I don't
alcohol.
really get any really bad
I
heat
know.
out of any of the 4.
No, none of them's been harsh.
No, A's the only one that had a little bit of heat going down.
I feel like A was
Really?
the warmest.
Yeah.
I
B
thought
had-
C had more heat.
That, I mean, that's very flavorful, but that is so pleasant.
That to me, I think, would be the E.H. Taylor.
You think that one is?
Just my guess, because I've had EH and I like EH, and that's smooth all the way around.
It is. Oh man, that's.
But I've not had the Bib Tucker or the 1792.
I think what we're gonna find is the A is gonna be the Bib Tucker.
With the heat.
Yep, I think.
That's still in the running for me. The A.
So now you guys need to place them how you like them the best. You can taste them again. You can
Yeah, I
taste
need to
them.
go back.
I don't know that A.
I don't.
I liked A the first time I tasted it, but it was actually a little bit better.
Let's see,
I
A
think.
would be my last choice.
The nose on
I like
D
D
is
is
not.
better.
I don't care much for the nose though.
Well, since these are lettered, I'm gonna go ahead and place them.
I'm not getting.
most of those lower proof points.
I think they're all right at 90, Terry.
That's 100 proof.
Oh, the
Each
H.
Taylor
is.
is 100 proof. The 1792 is 93.7 proof. The Bib Tucker 92 proof. And the Smoke Wagon. Does that say 60? Is that 120 proof?
50, so it's 100.
Oh, 100 proof.
100 proof.
So all pretty much in the same
Yeah.
proof
Yeah.
point. You got
90,
Bib Tucker.
92 to 100.
Yeah.
So I have my order.
Mike,
I'm anxious to see how everybody else does.
Do you guys have your orders?
Not yet.
Yeah. The Smoke Wagons,
I like
they make
the
a nice bottle too.
Names on that one.
Yeah, all of their bottles are nice.
Well, I was kind of disappointed in the 4th of July one because it's more of a wrap.
Yeah, but they're not a high dollar bottle either. They're
Mm-mm.
very reasonable. I think Buffalo Trace, they keep all their prices reasonable too.
Must have got hot.
Yeah, that's why it's only $30.
I think I have my order.
We're completely opposite.
Well, everybody's palate's always different.
Everything, yep.
That's why it's hard to recommend sometimes a bourbon to somebody because your palates may be way different than the other.
Absolutely right.
And sometimes it's the nectar too. I think sometimes after you open them and let them set a little while,
Yes.
breathe.
And that's what I said before we started tonight was I didn't even think about 3 of them had never been opened. We should have opened them earlier. But overall, I didn't have anything that I would not.
No, they
That I
were
wouldn't
all
enjoy.
fine.
You guys know what your order is?
Yeah.
So, Mike, what's in your number 1 spot?
B.
B.
Yes.
That. I just looking to see if I have it, but it wasn't. 1792.
Really?
So B
That
was
is surprising.
1792.
Yeah. That was my second favorite.
And I think I nailed them all by bottle.
That one came in at what, 92 or 94?
So that one is
Well, and the way I
93.7 proof.
What's my third choice, and that's 1792.
I think that I like the nose on it.
Well, you picked it as your number 1.
And yeah, that was the best tasting one for me.
A lot of people like the 1792. They come in a full proof and a sweet wheat also. I like to try.
It's got some flavor to it.
Bryan, what was your number 1?
My number 1 was C.
That was mine as well. It's Smoke Wagon.
Smoke
Ooh,
Wagon.
the Smoke Wagon.
And I think that was the one that
I got them all.
you called that one.
I got
didn't you?
every bottle right then.
You're awesome, Jared. You don't even drink a whole lot of
I'm
bourbon.
pretty
So
sure.
so that
Well,
was
it's
the one we
interesting
said was
because-
Yeah.
Smoke Wagon.
And that was my second.
Because that was my number 1.
Okay.
So that was my number 4. I thought it was.
So what's your number 2, Mike?
My number 2 is A.
which is E.H. Taylor.
Ooh.
Wow, I put it all the way down here at the end.
Oh no.
So maybe I can trade that bottle.
I'm not sure. Let me taste it again.
And E.H. Taylor, I find it does taste better after you get the neck pour and let it breathe a little bit and go back to it. It usually has a little bit different taste.
That has that's the one we said had the sweet.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I like some of these others better.
So D is Bib Tucker.
That was my 2.
That was my 3.
It was my 1.
You like Bib Tucker the best?
C is which one?
C was Smoke Wagon.
Okay.
Bib Tucker.
Bib and Tucker.
So if you wanted to put the bottles in order, and that wasn't on purpose, but you have EH 1792, and then if you want to move Smoke Wagon over and Bib Tucker on the end.
A, B, C,
Yep.
D.
Yep.
Okay. So the 1792 for me.
1792 is that actually came I think maybe the day we got the Smoke Wagon.
Yes.
One of the guys recommended that 1792.
Yeah, and it's not an easy one. The small batch is a little easier to find. I mean, the other 2 you can't find in Ohio, but even 1792 is starting to get harder and harder to find.
He saw me. I actually had it in my hand reading, and I put it back on the shelf, and he was like, "Pick that back up." He said, "You definitely want to take
Especially
that
for the
one."
price point on those.
Yeah.
So are all of those in the $50 to $60 price range? I'm not sure what Smoke Wagon is.
I think Smoke Wagon was 60 or 65. 1792, I'm thinking was under that.
Yeah, it's
50 maybe, 45, 50.
like $40 range.
I think the Bib Tucker's in the $50 range.
Yeah, I think it's 49. Well, it's been a couple years anyway since we bought a bottle, but I think 49 is what we were paying for it. Well, guys, there you have it. You can't go wrong with any of the 4 of these.
They were all good.
I think we all pretty much had different orders.
Yeah.
But
Ours
you're
is
gonna have
completely
that.
switched.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have that regardless. Anytime you pick out several bottles and compare with somebody, it's never going to fall in line. So, however, I would recommend any of those 4. If you're looking for something to try, don't be afraid to pick up any of them.
I like them all.
Great. So it's been great having you here, Mike, Terry.
Yep. Thank you.
I can't wait. We'll do this again. So thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.